I'm going to start off for apologizing for the lighting and possibly the generator you're hearing run outside. I'm charging up some batteries right now. The solar panels charged them. I'm just topping them off all the way for the weekend because rifle season opens this weekend, so I'm at deer camp for a little while. Guys, we all know about the intermediate range ballistic missile they fired the other day that Russia fired. Supposedly it was loaded with duds. You know, it was just a show of, hey, we've got these, look what we can do. You've probably seen how fast those things hit the ground. It's the first time they've ever been used in a war conflict. But you've got to also understand that 30 minutes before they launched those missiles, somehow they got a hold of the United States and told them, hey, these are not aimed at you. These are not nuclear tipped. You know, it goes to show a lot of this is just a big show, right? Look what I can do. Look what you can do. This was based off Ukraine firing in ATACMS and the British missiles into Russia. You know, Putin had to do something, right? He had to do something because he keeps threatening. When you do this, we're going to do this, and he never has. Some other stuff we're starting to hear a little bit of chatter about is possibly Trump knew that the ATACMS were going to be used, and he may possibly gave his blessings to use them, in the meeting with Biden. Or what's going on is Biden's just trying to start all out World War III before the end of his term. I don't know. I really don't know. I know that they're all in this on the same team, regardless of what we'd like to think. I've told you, people think Russia's over here and we're not communicating with them. They're always talking. All these world leaders are talking. Think about this. They give a 30-minute warning. That's not a huge warning, right? These missiles are fast, super fast. But that's not a huge warning. Well, our government didn't come out and say nothing, right? Now, Ukraine at that time was under a whole, alert because of what Russia had threatened. Well, 30 minutes gave them enough time to move people. I'm sure that they told them where they were targeted, where they were going, kind of, hey, get your people out of there. We're going to hit this area. That's not war, guys. That's not war. War is, unfortunately, civilians get injured, right? I mean, it's part of war. You don't call your enemy and tell them, we're going to attack you Friday at 2 o'clock at this area. You don't do that. So this is it's a show, right? It's a huge show, but people are dying from this. And what's going to happen with all this, I'm not sure. Do I think Russia is going to attack the mainland United States? No, I do not. I told you that the other night. Do I think they're going to fire a nuclear weapon in Ukraine? Not really. Not really. Yes, the day before yesterday or yesterday, whenever they did it, was their best opportunity. They should have done it then if they were going to do it. Why did they do this? Well, they're showing, all Europe, hey, we can hit you like this too, and we got pinpoint accuracy. And there's nothing that you can do to stop these missiles. And you also got to understand, if Moscow ever comes under fire from these ATACMS, and what are they called? Some kind of shadow storm, something from Britain, then Russia will retaliate majorly. Majorly. Right now, you got to understand they're firing these things back and forth at each other. The ATACMS and stuff, just barely over the border, right? They're not reaching into the heart of Russia with them. Now, Ukraine's dumb enough, or technically the United States, that's who's firing these things. If they're dumb enough to say, let's fire some at Moscow, all bets are off. You got to understand that Moscow right now is building supposedly mobile nuclear fallout shelters, right? Goes a log truck with some logs. Like to have them logs. But nuclear fallout shelters, mobile ones. Why are they doing that? Huh? They may think they're going to need them, right? You're hearing a lot of scuttle about, hey, by Christmas, the United States is going to be in an all-out nuclear war. I want to say that's not going to happen, but I've told you, you can't control a crazy person. All these deals are made and put in place, and eventually one guy at the table is going to be like, we're not doing this deal no more. They'll agree to it, right? But then they're going to go do what they want. You got to understand, these politicians, they are talking. Don't think that we don't have no contact with Russia and Russia don't we do. Number one, they claim they use some kind of backdoor channel, right, to notify everybody, hey, this is not a nuclear, we're not targeting you, this is where we're targeting them, and this is what it is. That's not war. It's not. A lot of you understand what I'm saying. A war is you just go at it, right? You go at it, the best man win. What do I think we should do over in Ukraine? I think we should pull out and say, if you're going to fight, fight it out. Same thing over here in Israel and Iran. Pull out and let them fight it out. It's none of our business. The more we furnish these countries weapons, the more we're guilty. And some of you are like, no, no, we got these peace greedy agreements, all this kind of crap. We got to protect them because they gave us their nukes. Well, listen, if we was fighting with Mexico and Russia was furnishing Mexico weapons, missiles, rockets, we would hit Russia, right? We would do something to Russia. That's how we are. But we don't expect Russia to retaliate against us. Now, like I said, I don't think they're going to come over here and hit Birmingham, Alabama, or somewhere, nowhere like that. Now, they possibly could hit a military institution, base somewhere over in the Middle East or somewhere in there. That could happen. I've always told you, remember your history. Remember your history. All this stuff is a huge show, and we're the ones that got to pay the price. Plain and simple, you and I's got to pay the price. Our kids has got to pay the price. Our grandkids, the future generations have to pay the price over this stupidity that we should not be involved in. You're going to say, well, yeah, no, we shouldn't. We don't even take care of our own American citizens here. We would rather send billions and billions of dollars to other countries to fight over stupid stuff, right? Russia's going to, at the end of the day, they're going to wind up with all the way to the river. Like I've said from the very start, that's what Russia wants. They want to the river. That's what they're going to wind up with, unless the war just goes and everybody just gets destroyed. If the war ever ends through a peace agreement or something, Russia is going to get that area. Number one, those people in that area voted to be Russian. So it's got to the point of where poking the bear, right? You're either going to back up in the corner if you're that bear, and you're either going to put your head down and turn around and walk off, right? Or you're going to come out swinging for the fences. That's what you're going to do. Why would we give Ukraine permission all of a sudden to use these missiles? It makes no sense, right? Did Donald Trump know that we were doing it? Because he hasn't said, now he may have said something today about it, but up until right now, I'm not sure what time it is. To say it's a little after 1 Central Time. He hasn't said anything about it, which makes me think, yeah, he knew this was going to happen, and maybe he was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. We all hear that he's going to come. Technically, he said as soon as he wins the election, he's going to end the war in 24 hours, not even before he's sworn in. This is a money grab over there. It's a land grab. If people are making money off this thing, it's going to keep going, plain and simple. Plain and simple. Do you need to be shaking in your boots because a nuclear weapon is going to get fired at your house or in your area or your state? Probably not. Not right now. Now, if we keep on and keep on, all bets are off, right? If Russia, you keep hearing the word tactical nuke, they'll shoot a small tactical nuke to say, hey, look what we can do. Well, once they do that, they have opened up the playbook, right? Well, we've done that one. Let's do another one. That's when you really need to start saying, wait a minute here, we need to get, a little more attention on this. You also got to remember, we don't see a lot of news from the Russia and Ukraine war. We don't. It's been quiet for a while. And then, Israel and Iran and all them's going at it. Well, then you had the election. Trump won and everything went quiet for a week, right? Quiet. I mean, nothing really was going on. And then all of a sudden, oh, crap. We're going to give them permission to shoot these. They call them long-range missiles. I don't consider them long-range, but they attack them 190-mile range. We're going to allow them to attack inside of Russia with them. Why? Why all of a sudden, right? And now are we going to see Israel and Iran step back up to get the focus off of what's going on in Ukraine? Guys, this is getting to the point where you can't make this stuff up. You can't. If you can physically sit there and look at what's going on, you're like, man, they're playing us. That's all this is they're playing us. They're getting this big funding package and all this stuff. And then, guys, it's got to the point of where you've got to be prepared for anything because we cannot stop anything they're doing. We can't stop it. All we can do is react to it, and you need to be in a position where when you react, it is not a knee-jerk reaction. You're able to take a deep breath, assess the situation, and figure out what you need to do. It also kind of makes, I told you, they'll never give us a warning. Could you imagine the mass panic and chaos if they come on and said in 30 minutes nuclear warhead's going to hit America? They're not going to do that. They are not going to give us that kind of warning. So, guys, right now, just prep to the best you can. Holidays are coming up. Enjoy them because this may be our last times that we can get together as a family on holidays. You've got Thanksgiving, Christmas. You have all this stuff, right? There's a lot of holidays coming up. I'm not telling you it is going to be your last holidays with your family, but we never know, right? So get with your family, have more fun than you usually do. Sit back and watch. Put them memories in your head. Make sure they're in your head in case something does happen. Because these people are acting like they want us to go to nuclear war, and I don't know why. Over Ukraine, I could give a crap less about Ukraine. Honestly, I can give a crap less about the Israel and Iran stuff. That's their business. They should handle it themselves. That's the way I look at it. But it's not the way the world works anymore. So, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person can do it. Keep prepping. Fixing to go deer hunting in a little bit. I'm sorry about the lighting and I'm sorry about the generator noise. I'm just topping everything off. And I don't have the lights on. This is just natural light. Guys, stay safe. We're living in a world that I never thought we'd see. Could a nuclear warhead be sent off in the next 50 something days? Yeah. Yep. What can you do about it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Stay safe. Keep prepping.